بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين لا سيما بقية الله في الأرضين اللهم أخرجني من ظلمات الوهم وأكرمني بنور الفهم اللهم افتح علينا أبواب رحمتك وانشر علينا خزائن علومك برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. We continue section 11, chapter 8, inshallah. This is about another classification of ilm husuli. Ilm husuli, from one perspective, can be divided into tasawwur and tasdiq. Now, another classification is to divide it into Badihi and Nazari. And if you combine these two, then it becomes four. Because we have tasawwur, which is Badihi or Nazari, tasdiq, which is Badihi or Nazari. Badihi means self-evident. Nazari means it is in need of something else. So if tasawwur is Badihi, what does it mean? Means it doesn't need definition, doesn't need mu'arraf. Yeah, you understand it by itself. If tasawwur is nazari, it means that you need mu'arraf, either had or rasm. You remember in logic, we said definitions are either had or rasm. Had is also tam and naqis, rasm is tam and naqis, depending how much you explain the essentials. So we have tasawwur badihi, like concept of existence, concept of light. But there are concepts that needs explanation. Like, for example, concept of ruh. Maybe needs explanation. Tasdiq is also badihi and nazari. Tasdiq, which is badihi, means doesn't need argument, doesn't need hujjat. Tasdiq, which is nazari, needs argument, needs hujjat, needs proof. So both tasawwur and tasdiq can be badihi and nazari. Okay? الفصل الثامن وينقسم العلم الحصولي إلى بديهي ونظري. Conceptual knowledge is divided into badihi and nazari, self-evident and speculative. What is badihi? Al-badihi minhu means al-badihi min al-ilm al-husuli. Ilm al-husuli, which is badihi. Another term is dharuri. Sometimes they call badihi, sometimes they call dharuri. Dharuri doesn't mean necessary. Dharuri here means self-evident. Ma la yuhtaju fi tasawwurihi aw at-tasdiq bih ila iktisab wa nazarin. Badihi is a concept that in its conception or in its affirmation there is no need for acquiring, for nazar, for reflection, contemplation, thinking. As you see, there are two types of badihi: tasawwur badihi, tasdiq badihi. He has put both of them in definition. Ma la yuhtaju fi tasawwurihi, if it is tasawwur badihi. Aw tasdiq bih, if it is tasdiq badihi. There is no need for iktisab. Iktisab means to put things together to produce a conclusion. Wa nazar means thinking. كتصور مفهوم الشيء والوحدة. Thing. Say thing. You know, many times we say thing. Everyone knows what is thing. Or wahda, one, unity, we understand. Being, we understand. Light, we understand. Yeah? Sweetness, we understand. If you say, what is sweetness? Everyone understands. And these things which are very clear, either you cannot define them, or if you define them, becomes circular. Yeah? Tasdiq, which is badihi, like التصديق بأن الكل أعظم من جزئه. Compound is bigger than and greater than its parts. Any compound is bigger than its parts. A machine, a car, is bigger than its door. Yeah. Someone had like a jar of water, which had very long, what you call it, like a pipe. Yes, like a tube or like a very long. So, for example, the main body was half a meter. This was 2 meters. So he said this is a counterexample because Jaws is bigger than Kol. But the answer is what? The answer is no. Even here, Jaws is smaller than the whole thing. You shouldn't just consider the main body. Yeah? Jaws can never be greater than Kol. Okay? Yes. Yeah. So, for example, sometimes a person may say, okay, this figure, this personality, like, for example, Hazrat Ibrahim, is greater than the whole nation. But we say, it's greater than the whole nation, excluding him. But if you say nation including him, he cannot be greater than a nation which is including him. Yes? Yes. Or when you say Laylatul Qadr khayrun min alf shahr, it must be Laylatul Qadr khayrun min alf shahr, in which there is no Laylatul Qadr. Okay? Because if there is Laylatul Qadr inside those, then it would not be possible. So, al-kullu a'zamu min al-juz. Always, whole is greater than part. Anna al-arba'ata zawjun. 4 is even. It's obvious. One Nazari, but Nazari is ma yutawaqqafu fi tasawwurihi aw at-tasdiq bih ala iktisab wa nazar. Nazari is the one that in its tasawwur, conception, or tasdiq, affirmation, because it can be tasawwur or tasdiq. We need iktisab, we need to acquire, we need to learn something. And nazar, thinking, reasoning. Like mahiyat al-insan, tasawwur mahiyat al-insan. What is humanity, to be a human being? What does it mean? We have some idea, but if you want to really analyze what is humanity, it's very difficult. Faras. What is faras? This is for tasawwur. Tasdiq, like التصديق بأن الزوايا الثلاث من المثلث مساوية لقائمتين. In triangle, to say that the total of 3 angles is 180 degrees. This needs argument. This is not Badihi. You have to prove it. وَأَنَّ الْإِنسَانَ ذُو نَفْسٍ مُجَرَّدَةٍ. All human beings have immaterial soul. This needs arguments. Okay. After you understood that ilm husuli is divided into tasawwur and tasdiq plus into Badihi and Nazari. Okay? So, you must know that always Nazariyat go back to Badihiyat. In other words, you start with Badihiyat and little by little build upon Badihiyat. This is called foundationalism. You take 1 Badihi or 2 Badihi, depending on how you are proceeding. And then you learn a new thing based on that. العلوم النظرية تنتهي إلى العلوم البديهية. Speculative sciences, and science here doesn't mean science as a discipline, it means knowledge, information. تنتهي إلى, they end with ulum badihi. Means they go back to ulum badihi. So your acquired information goes back to self-evident information. وَتُبَيَّنُ بِهَا, and it is clarified with the help of Badihi. Why? Because if we don't reach Badihi, then it becomes endless regression. This Nazari is understood from this Nazari, this Nazari from another Nazari, this Nazari from another Nazari. Finally, we should reach a point that doesn't need argument. We should reach a point which is self-evident. Otherwise, this chain never stops. So we must have something which doesn't need explanation, doesn't need proof. وَإِلَّا ذَهَبَ الْأَمْرِ إِلَىٰ غَيْرِ النَّهَايَةِ. Otherwise, it would continue endlessly. ثُمَّ لَمْ يُفِدْ عِلْمًا. Then nothing can be proved. No knowledge would be granted. And this is what has been discussed in logic. In ilm al-mantiq, this has been explained. Okay. In mantiq, in logic, again, you remember, they told you badihiyat are 6 types. Al-badihiyat, sitta. Although there are discussions among ulama, but mashhur is that badihiyat are 6 types. Al-badihiyat kathiratun mubayyanatun fil mantiq. There are many which are explained mantiq. There are 6 types that in mantiq they tell you. The most powerful, the most obvious one are called awwaliyat. Because we have, mahsusat, mujarrabat, hadsiyat, fitriyat. There are 6 types. But the best is awwaliyat. Awwaliyat, they call qadaya tasdiquha ma'aha. These are propositions that if you manage to conceive subject and predicate properly, you would yourself judge. You don't need anything further. Just you need to understand subject and predicate. وَأَوْلَاهَا بِالْقَبُولِ. The one that deserves acceptance more than anything else, al-awwaliyat. What are awwaliyat? If you translate awwaliyat, primary ones, maybe it's not clear, but the definition is important. القضايا التي يكفي في التصديق بها تصور الموضوع والمحمول are those propositions that for affirming them it is enough to conceive subject and predicate. We have another type, for example, fitriyat, which they say qiyasatuha ma'aha. That's another type. We have hadsiyat, we have mujarrabat, we have mushahadat. But right now, the best is awwaliyat. If you understand mawzu and mahmul, you can affirm. Like al-kullu a'zamu min juz'ih. If you know what is kull and what is juz, in other words, this is an analytic sentence. Qaziyeh tahlili is analytic, or as Kant used to say, a priori. Yeah? So it's very easy. Al-kullu a'zamu min juz'ih. Or ash-shay'u la yuslabu an nafsih. Nothing can be negated from itself. You cannot say anything, it's not itself. You cannot say book is not book. Pen is not pen. White dress is not white or is not dress. You cannot say that. If you understand subject and predicate, you would judge. Among awwaliyat, the one that has to be accepted before anything else is principle of contradiction. In English, they say principle of contradiction, but in Islamic logic and philosophy, we say امتناع اجتماع النقيضين, or ارتفاع النقيضين. قضية استحالة اجتماع النقيضين وارتفاعهما, proposition of impossibility of having نقيضين together, or ارتفاعهما, having none of them. You cannot have both contradictory things or none of them. وهي قضية منفصلة حقيقية. Indeed, it is a kind of قضیه منفصله. You remember قضایای متصله منفصله. منفصله is either this or that. And sometimes it is حقیقیه, means مانعة الجمع, مانعة الخلوف. Both cannot exist, but both also cannot not exist. إما أن يصدق الإيجاب أو يصدق السلب. For example, I say A is B or not B. Anything can be B, but A, either it is B or non-B. One of them. ولا تستغني عنها في إفادة العلم قضية نظرية ولا بديهية. No proposition, whether it is Badihi or Nazari, is free from need for this one. This قضية اجتماع النقيضين, principle of contradiction, is needed by any proposition. حتى الأوليات, even other أوليات need this one. Like الكل أعظم من جزئه, whole is greater than its parts. This can only be benefiting some information if you say الكل ليس بأعظم من جزئه is false. Otherwise, if you say الكل أعظم من جزئه and also maybe الكل ليس أعظم من جزئه, so the person, okay, so I didn't know what to do, what to say, what to believe. فهي أول قضية مصدق بها. This is the first proposition which is accepted, which is affirmed. لا يرتاب فيها ذو شعور. Anyone with understanding would not doubt it. وتبتني عليها العلوم. All different information, sciences, but not only sciences, any piece of information depends on this. فلو وقع فيها شك. If someone doubts about this, سرى ذلك في جميع العلوم والتصديقات. That doubt would be reaching to all information that we have, all affirmations that we have. If someone says, maybe now it is Wednesday, maybe it is not Wednesday. Maybe this is class, maybe this is not class. Maybe I am here, maybe I am not here. If you know, if everything is possible, then you can establish nothing. Okay. Tatemmatun. Now there is a kind of completion here. I read only a few lines, then inshallah we continue after Salat. السوفسطي المنكر لوجود العلم غير مسلم لقضية أولى الأوائل. You know, there are Sufis. We said in the past, these Sufis used to be lawyers. In Greece, they used to be lawyers who were trying to establish who is right, who is not right, who is guilty, who is not guilty. And sometimes they were very much capable of proving guilty to be innocent or innocent to be guilty. Then they doubted reality altogether. So these people who deny reality or deny our ability to know the reality, Allah Ta'ala says these people don't accept this principle of contradiction, because if they accept, then you can start one by one proving to them something. As-Sufasti al-munkiru li-wujud al-ilm. Sufist who denies existence of knowledge does not admit the proposition of أولى الأوائل. He doesn't accept that. Why? إذ في تسليمها اعتراف. Because if he accepts that, he is admitting بأن كل قضيتين متناقضتين فإن إحداهما حقة صادقة. Because if he accepts this, then he has to accept that whenever we have two contradictory propositions, one of them is correct. But they don't want to accept that. ثم السوفسطي المدعي لانتفاع العلم والشاك في كل شيء إن اعترف بأنه يعلم أنه شاكون فقد اعترف بعلم ما. If this Sufist accepts that I doubt in everything, we say, okay, so you believe at least in one thing, and that is you doubt. Yeah? Therefore, sometimes they don't want to accept. They say, no, I don't know whether I doubt or not. They say, okay, you don't know that you doubt or not? They say, even this I don't know. Then they become very stubborn, you know. But because if he accepts that he knows he has doubt, فَقَدْ اعْتَرَفَ بِعِلْمٍ مَا. He has accepted that he has some kind of knowledge. He says, I know that I have doubt. This is اعتراف بعلم ما. وَسَلَّمَ قَضِيَّةَ أُولَى الْأَوَائِلِ. And it means that he has accepted this principle of contradiction. Because if he says, I know that I have doubt, it means that he doesn't accept that he may not have doubt. فَأَمْكَنَ أَنْ يُلْزَمَ بِعُلُومٍ كَثِيرَةٍ. If he accepts this, we can force him by logic to accept many other pieces of information which are similar. If he accepts that he has doubt, then we can use this to say there are lots of similar things that you have to accept. For example, كَعِلْمِهِ بَأَنَّهُ يَرَى. His knowledge that he sees. You say, okay, you doubt what you see. Okay. But do you doubt that you see? Maybe someone says, I cannot trust my eyes. What is white, maybe it's green. Say, okay. But do you accept that you are seeing this as white or not? Or yes, wayasma, or he's hearing, or touching, or tasting, or smelling. Or for example, he should accept that sometimes he becomes hungry and goes for something to feed him. Yeah? He cannot say, I never become hungry, or I never go to buy something or eat something. Or dhama, sometimes becomes thirsty and goes for water. وَإِذَا أُلْزِمَ بِهَا. If you can convince him to accept this, أُلْزِمَ بِمَا دُونَهَا مِنَ الْعِلْمِ. Then other types of knowledge, little by little, can come and be accepted. لأن العلم ينتهي إلى الحس. Because knowledge is ending with his. All our kind of, at least we can say tasawwurat come from his. And this is why they say perception. Man faqada hissan faqada ilman. But وَإِلَّمْ يَعْتَرِفْ. But if he doesn't admit بَأَنَّهُ يَعْلَمُ أَنَّهُ شَاكٌ. If he doesn't say that I know I doubt. He doubts, but if he say, are you sure you doubt? He says, no, I am not sure that I doubt. بَلْ أَظْهَرَ أَنَّهُ شَاكٌ فِي كُلِّ شَيْءٍ وَشَاكٌ فِي شَكِّهِ. He says, I doubt everything, and even I doubt that I doubt. Allah says, سَقَطَتْ مَعَهُ الْمُحَاجَّةِ. Then there is no point in arguing with such person. وَلَمْ يَنْجَحْ فِيهِ بُرْهَانٌ. لَمْ يَنْجَحْ فِيهِ بُرْهَانٌ. No burhan, no proof would benefit him. هذا الإنسان إما مبتلى بمرض أورثه اختلالا في الإدراك. Either this person is mentally ill, that is not able to understand, فَلْيُرَاجِعْ الطَّبِيب, must go to doctor, or mu'anidun lil haq, or he is fighting the truth. يظهر ما يظهر للدحض, he says what he says, for destroying haq. He doesn't believe in what he says. He knows it, but he says, I don't know. فَلْيُضْرَبْ وَلْيُؤْلَمْ, such person has to be, according to some people, a little bit you have to beat him and make him a little bit feel pain and say, is this real? Or I said, no, this is real. Why you are hitting me? Or take a little fire near him. وَلْيُمْنَعْ مِمَّا يَقْصِدُهُ وَيُرِيدُ, when he wants something, don't give him. Yeah? He's coughing, he's thirsty, don't give him water. Then if he says, why are you saying it's all, yeah, it's all just illusion. وَلْيُؤْمَرْ بِمَا يُبْغِضُهُ وَيَكْرَهُ, he doesn't like certain things. He said, you must do it. You don't like this, you must do it. إِذْ لَا يَرَى حَقِيقَةً لِشَيْءٍ مِنْ ذَلِكَ, because he says, I don't know reality of any of these things. Say, okay, if these are not real, so let's experience it. Then Allah Ta'ala says that there can be another possibility. Inshallah, we discuss this after Salat. Wa akhiru da'wana and alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin.